There are many ways to play football, but few ways to master it. And in the beautiful chaos of 90 minutes, there are moments when time slows down, and a player, just one player, does something so perfect that it feels like the game belongs to them. This is a tribute to those magicians, the owners of specific aspects of the game. Starting with the first touch. Marcelo never needed to rush. His first touch alone was enough to leave defenders behind. Whether under pressure or in tight spaces, his control made the ball obey. That Brazilian samba ran through his veins, but Marcelo didn't just play with flair, he played with a kind of joyful precision. His first touch wasn't just a technical tool. It was his introduction to the rest of the play, and it was always graceful. Like watching a dancer glide before launching into a full routine. And if Marcelo's touch was a soft embrace, then Riyad Mahrez had the velvet gloves. His control, especially when receiving long diagonal balls, was art. No matter how fast the ball came, it just stuck to him. He didn't trap the ball, he caressed it. Then he'd take a breath, cut inside on his left, and defenders knew what was coming but couldn't do anything about it. That's how good his first touch was. Like opening a book and already knowing it'll be a bestseller. But what about volleys? Volleys are the most rebellious goals in football. They defy balance, gravity, and sometimes logic. And no one embodied that rebellion better than Robin van Persie. The man could volley with either foot, at any angle, and it looked so natural you'd think he was born in midair. From his outrageous left-footed screamer against Aston Villa to that iconic flying header against Spain. Yes, even his headers had that volley spirit. Robin van Persie didn't just shoot, he sculpted goals out of thin air. Then there's Ricardo Quaresma, the enigma, the outsider, the man who never played it safe when he could paint with the outside of his foot. The Trivela wasn't just a trick shot for him, it was his identity. While others were mastering the basics, Quaresma was bending physics. Crosses, passes, even goals, all with the outside of his boot, like a rebellious artist refusing to use a brush the traditional way. His Trivela was so distinct, even the commentators had to learn a new word just for him. And speaking of magic, there's a certain kind of control that doesn't rely on the feet at all. Headers. Aerial dominance. That territory belongs to the giants, not just in height, but in spirit. Think Miroslav Klose, who made heading an art in World Cups. Or Cristiano Ronaldo, who could rise above defenders like a superhero defying gravity. His hang time, his timing, it was like watching an eagle spot its prey. There's a reason his headers feel like goals from another sport entirely. Some players were born to pass, to see the game 2 steps ahead. Xavi Hernandez didn't need to sprint. He barely needed to move. The ball did all the work. 1 touch, 2 touch, always perfect. It's said that if you gave Xavi a ball in a phone booth, he could keep possession all day. But if Xavi was the mind, Andrea Pirlo was the soul. Calm, unbothered, elegant. Pirlo passed like he was writing poetry with his boots. Long balls, short passes, disguised through balls. Every touch felt like a thought, and every thought felt beautiful. You never saw him panic. You never saw him sweat. That's because Pirlo didn't just play football, he conducted it. And of course, when it comes to dribbling, there are the usual suspects. Ronaldinho, who played with joy that was almost unfair. The way he danced past defenders, smiled as he nutmegged them, and made the ball feel like his best friend. He made football look like the world's happiest sport. Then came Lionel Messi. Quiet, ruthless, predictable, yet unstoppable. You knew he was going to take it on his left. You knew he'd glide past 3 or 4 defenders. And yet, like a river cutting through stone, he always found a way. The ball stuck to his feet like a child refusing to let go of their mother's hand. But if Messi was gravity, then Neymar was lightning. His dribbles weren't just technical, they were stylish, playful, defiant. Nutmegs, stepovers, elastico, he brought street football to the biggest stadiums in the world. You could argue about his decisions, his flair, or his attitude, but never about his control. Neymar dribbled like he was born with the ball. And then there are the finishers. The men who turn chances into inevitabilities. Robert Lewandowski. A striker who finishes not with flair, but with cold, clinical purpose. Inside the box, he's a machine. But every machine has an instruction manual, and Lewandowski wrote his own. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, well, Zlatan is Zlatan. You don't analyze him. You just watch. His bicycle kicks, his outside-the-box volleys, his chested assists. His presence. He didn't just play football, he believed he was football. Then we have goalkeepers. The last line. The forgotten artists. Gianluigi Buffon, the eternal wall. Iker Casillas, with his cat-like reflexes. Manuel Neuer, the sweeper-keeper who reinvented the position. And now, players like Alisson and Ederson, turning goalkeeping into playmaking. Their long passes could rival midfielders. Their calm under pressure could calm a storm. But in the end, football is more than a game. It's a canvas, and each of these players brought their own brush. Their own color. Their own signature move. Marcelo with the first touch. Mahrez with the velvet control. Van Persie with volleys that echo in eternity. Quaresma with his outside foot artistry. Ronaldo with headers that broke the sky. Xavi and Pirlo with passes that whispered elegance. Messi and Neymar, one like water, the other like fire. Lewandowski, Zlatan, the guardians in gloves. They didn't just play the game, they each owned a piece of it. And that, right there, is the beauty of football. It's not just about goals or trophies. It's about the moments that stick with us. The moments that belong to one player, one skill, one touch, and last forever. If you love stories like this, and you believe football is more than just a game, subscribe to the channel. Join the squad that sees the magic between the stats. And hey, we're just getting started.